What up, And Still TV in the building, coming at y'all with another one. So, if y'all been following boxing lately, you know the 130-pound division is loaded with talent, all right? So, this past weekend, we had Shakur Stevenson. We had Chris Colbert. Both of them boys showed out. So, let's just talk about this whole division. Let's check out the landscape, see what's coming next. Cue the intro.
And still.
Yo, welcome back, YouTube. We back in here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Last week we had some great fights. I watched Joshua first, like early in the day. You know, he knocked out Pulev. He looked pretty good, but I really don't care.
Yeah, let's just get this out the way. Good job, Anthony Joshua.
Good job. There's a lot of talk about him and Fury now, but Fury got to get through the legal stuff with Wilder. But
Real quick, who you got in that fight? Hypothetical Fury versus Joshua. If you had to pick right now on the spot.
I don't know. I hate to revisit that.
I know, but you gotta pick somebody. Just give me somebody. Right now, if they fought today, who you picking?
If they fought today on an even playing field, I'm going to go. I guess I got to go. I probably got to go Fury. I just don't like Joshua's chin.
Yeah, I would go Fury too. I mean, I think the boxing ability is better. But anyway.
I don't like his chin against Wilder. I don't like his chin against Fury.
I just don't like. I don't like nothing niggas. Hey, but
better yet, give my man Jared Anderson a shot at one of them. Then I have more to say. But
yeah, we gotta get somebody in the mix there. But I don't want to spend too much time. Let's get to the
little guys.
To the little guys, man. The real talent in the sport.
All right, man. So, all right, Stevenson fought, Colbert fought, right? Stevenson.
Let's talk about Shakur first.
All right, so Shakur, I've been on record saying I thought he was probably the best boxer in boxing, pure boxer. But he hasn't, faced the top level talent yet. But the eye test,
and I can't argue with that.
Yeah, he looks phenomenal.
Between him, Jerron Ennis is up there. You got those names, but anyway, Shakur is up there.
So if all the fights on Saturday, I looked at the Joshua fight as a little warm up to get me excited. Stevenson was going to be the highlight. And, I'm going to check out Colbert, right? So I'm watching all the undercards. I watched the Joshua. I'm like, cool. So then we get to the Colbert fight. It started well before the Stevenson fight. So I'm getting into it. I'm watching. I'm like, dude, this dude is way better than what I thought.
See, he's not better than what I thought. I had seen a lot of him. I seen him one time, did a lot of research, because what I saw, I'm like, God damn, like, dude raw. So I saw basically like damn near all of his fights that were televised up to that one. I knew what he was bringing. Looks like he's gotten better though.
So for me, I hear all the hype. I've seen 2 or 3 fights prior to this one, right?
Okay.
And he doesn't always get the stoppage, and all the analysts, he doesn't have the power. So that's one of the things that's in the back of my mind. So I'm watching the fight, and I'm like, dude, this guy's fast. Right? All right, he's fast. I like his defense when he's in the high guard. I can see his reflexes. Even when he has his hands down, I can see him, he's rolling. Then he got into a firefight with, what's the guy, Armor, I can't pronounce the name. But anyway, he got into going back and forth with him. He's taking the shots like it's nothing, you know what I mean? And still rolling with the punches. He's in the pocket. He's comfortable. He showed his dog at that point. So he shows the dog. He showed he can box with the high guard. He can box. He can move with the head down, show the speed. And he just outclassed him in every department. So at that point, I'm like, man, what would he do against Stevenson? You know what I mean? So then I tune over to Stevenson. I see Shakur in there. He looked like Shakur. You know what I mean? He's doing what he does. I've never seen anybody really show too much, opposition for real. He just does what he does.
Well, he has no weaknesses. So his game is he has a type of ability that just nullifies everything you do.
So my thing is, I just don't think he's been tested. I think it was like 2 fights ago. I can't remember who it was. It was a pressure fighter coming at him. And I could see him moving more, but he's still boxing, still winning the fight clearly. But I don't know how he'll handle the power. I don't know if he gets in there with a dog and his power is not keeping the guy off of him, how will he react? He has more of an amateur style. So that's what scares me against a guy like Colbert.
I disagree.
Colbert's shown me that he can do everything. But his biggest flaw is probably he gets too careless in there.
Well, I completely disagree about the amateur style. I think he has a phenomenal amateur and pro style. I think it works. So when you talk about hitting and not getting hit, he does that better than probably anyone I've seen in boxing right now.
I feel like we don't know enough because he hasn't been in with tough opposition.
Well, we could say that about Chris Colbert too. That's what I'm saying. So, like, with both of them, you got to go off the eye test.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Number two, if we think about Shakur's game, there's not one thing I can say he doesn't do well. All right, fundamentals 10 out of 10, footwork 10 out of 10. You know, his power is not a 10 out of 10, but down in that division, nobody's power is a 10 out of 10 but Tank Davis. You know, because it's a different type of power down there. It's more of that pop, and you get broken down over time. Shakur has that pop to break you down over time to get you out of there too.
I think Colbert has more pop.
I think Colbert is a better natural athlete. So I think that he has more of those Roy Jones type of movements, those explosive movements from those weird angles, weird positions. I would give him the edge in that department over Shakur, but just pure boxing, I'm going Shakur.
And I would say Colbert has proven that he has a chin to me. I don't think Shakur has done that. So I don't think Shakur is getting him out of there. There's no chance. Not happening. But the other way around, Colbert might could knock him out. I don't know if he has a chin like that. He never gets hit.
I don't think I'm not going to say it's not a chance of anything in there. I think they both, I don't think we've seen enough of either guy to say there's no chance of this, no chance of that. I think if I were to pick, you know, what would to happen in a fight between them two right now, I'll pick Shakur on points. I think the way he controls the ring is just on another level from a guy.
I think
like
that's
Chris
fair.
Colbert.
That's fair. I can definitely see that because I feel like Shakur is more disciplined, and I
think his defense is a lot better than Chris Colbert's. A lot better.
I think that's more the discipline. I
But
think
it doesn't matter.
I think Colbert is capable of doing that, but it depends on who his opposition is.
But you can say Wilder is capable of holding his hands up. That doesn't mean he does it. You know what I'm saying?
No. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I think Colbert really can, but he gets in with opponents that he knows he's way better than. So he's playing around. He's doing other things. If he gets in with Shakur, he's gonna have more respect.
But what you gotta understand is that those are habits that boxers have.
That's what I'm saying. That's my knock on him. That's
right.
my knock.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, anybody's capable of holding their hands to their face. Every human being is. That don't mean they do it. You know what I'm saying? So you go by what you see. If I see a guy he took a lot of shots from that dude. Number one, Shakur is not about to stand there and throw half speed, half power shots. He's pop, 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 and moving, right? So a lot of those exchanges that were happening where Colbert was able to counter him, you know, that's not happening. Shakur's already out of there. So he's boxing Shakur. He's got to have to box him completely different than that, than the way he fought that dude. Number one, he's got to keep his hands up because Shakur's hands are too fast to box with your hands down. I'm going to let you know that now. He's got to keep his hands up. So that little thing where he's holding his hands below his waist, he's not doing that against him. I promise you that.
So I like them both, right? Now, if they fought tomorrow, I would definitely check what the line is. Mm-hmm. And that would depend on how I would bet on it.
Who you bet on, but who you taking to win.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So right now, I think Shakur should be the slight favorite, but I feel like I give Colbert more of a shot than most people would.
Oh, well, and let me say this. Those two are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And at that level, man, people like these boys is good. You know what I'm saying? Like I would take Shakur based off of what I've seen. I think he's bigger too. I think he's a bigger fighter.
Think so?
I do. Actually, by like a good margin. Like,
I feel
Colbert
like
looks small in there to me.
That's the thing too. We didn't mention that. I think Shakur looked bigger as I've ever seen him.
I think he's still growing. Like every time I see him, he fills out more and more.
Was this his first fight at 130 or second? Second.
And the first fight, he didn't look as solid there.
I didn't think he looked that solid this past week. I was like,
I thought he looked more solid than he did.
He looked big, but it just didn't look as, I don't know.
He didn't look
as shredded to me.
He looked pretty good to me, and I don't think he's the kind of guy with that Errol Spence-like physique. Like, he's not one of those dudes that's real rocked up. Yeah. Like, the dude that Colbert just fought, the dude had a physique on him. Like, neither one of them dudes are just, you know, built like that. But you can expect both of those dudes to be in phenomenal shape. Anybody that was an Olympic boxer is going to be in great shape. Like, you know, so.
If you haven't seen either one of them, definitely go check them out. I'm going to tell you now, Colbert, he's the more entertaining guy for the casual fan.
100%. Like a highlight reel, like Roy Jones-esque.
Yeah.
Like young Roy Jones.
He had a couple moments. He remind me of Prince Nassim.
Prince Nassim. The dude's a walking highlight reel for sure.
Because I watched him first, I was kind of let down at Stevenson, Shakur, because I was just like, it's just more of the same of what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, I thought it was a great performance by Stevenson too, though, and I thought the guy Stevenson fought was better.
He might have been better. He didn't show it. He didn't. I felt like he just showed up the whole time.
His problem was like he was so mentally defeated because he had a lot of skills. Like he had some skill. Like it was just like he knew he wasn't as good. So it was like, why would I even try? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Like he wasn't aggressive at all.
Yeah, I felt like he was in survival. Yeah. The other guy
from the beginning when he didn't even have to be yet.
He made it. He fought Colbert. He was, pressuring the whole fight.
But the thing of it, so the guy that Colbert fought, his style is much easier to counter too. Like that dude was a walking punching bag for someone like Chris Colbert. Yeah. The other guy, the guy that Stevenson fought was a black American fighter, so he's looking to counter punch. He's looking to move a little more. The dude that Chris Colbert fought was just walking right into him, throwing half speed, half power. Those type of guys are tailor made for a fighter like Colbert or a fighter like Shakur Stevenson too. So if you put Shakur in there with that guy, he's knocking him out too.
It's Arboleda.
Yeah. So, and we keep saying the dude. So Chris Colbert fought Arboleda. If Shakur is fighting Arboleda, he's knocking him out too.
I don't know that.
Absolutely.
I don't know that.
Absolutely. He's way too easy to hit.
I feel like Shakur is going to hit him and run. He's never going to stop him. He had to open up. Colbert had to make it a firefight for him to get him out of there. If he would have just boxed him and ran, he would have won on points, and I think Shakur would have been happy with that. He wouldn't have tried to get the stoppage.
I think he would have got it naturally.
I don't see it.
I think he would have got it naturally. Like, you keep talking about this running thing. Shakur just takes step backs to keep you at his range. If you pressure him, but if you stand, he's going to pressure you.
Arboleda would have been pressuring and throwing punches the whole time. So Shakur is going to touch him, move.
He's not going
to try to knock him out.
I'm trying to tell you, it's no way. The way Shakur is piecing you up, you're not pressuring him the whole time. You're going to slow down eventually. That's when Shakur starts pressing you. That's the way he boxes. He waits for you to slow down.
I disagree with you on that. But, sorry. So
other than we just saw, but in the Shakur Stevenson fight, we saw him pressure that guy the whole time. He was pressing the other guy.
But he wasn't doing anything. That's what I'm saying.
But my point is, when you say box him and run and be okay with it, like, no.
But did he get the knockout?
No, but the guy, but that guy has a much different style. He's not as easy to hit as an Arboleda. Like that's what I'm trying to say. It's a much different style. That guy was so easy to hit for someone with fast hands. It's ridiculous.
I don't see it. I don't think he would have knocked him out. But who else do you like at 130? I feel I think we mentioned before that welterweight was probably the deepest division.
No, I think that's the best division because those guys are in their prime right now. Like those are the biggest names. But 130, like 126 to 135, and then right in the middle is at 130. That's the deepest talent wise, no doubt. I don't even like this. Maybe the deepest division I've ever seen, talent wise.
It's crazy because you have.
Let's start rolling them off
at 130, right? I think Gary Russell's at 130 now.
Gary's at 130.
Shakur, Colbert, Tank. You still got Leo. You got
Loma, who just fought at 135, who could be at 130.
He's going back down to 130.
You got Ryan Garcia, who could easily fight at 130. He technically fighting at 135.
We haven't even mentioned 3 of the title holders: Michelle, Herring, JoJo.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's stacked up.
It's crazy.
And it's probably somebody we not even mentioning right now. Like if I would really think about it, but
you still got Devin right there.
Right, you got Devin, but I don't think he can make 130 though. Devin barely making 35. I don't think he can make 130. He probably say he can because Devin just talks shit all day.
So what matchups do you want to see, and which ones do you think are actually doable based on promotions and stuff like that?
That's the
and
thing.
age?
The key is doable. So I want to see Gary Russell getting there with somebody.
Don't we all?
I got to see that. So if we talk about just PBC guys, I mean, I think the Gary Russell Tank, that's a good fight. That's the first one I got to see.
That's a great fight.
Because also, all those other guys are in their 20s. Gary's in his 30s. So he's going to have to get some fights. And I want to see him in the mix. So Gary Russell, Tank Davis, that's the first one I got to see. Shakur, Colbert, Ryan Garcia. You know, you also got Lomachenko in there, right? But those guys are young. You know, we can still wait.
So did you see the news with Loma today?
No.
He came out saying that he think that Bob Arum paid the judges and it was rigged. So now he's asking for a rematch.
Loma, you lost.
But all right, so do you think he should get the rematch?
I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch.
Yeah, I think he should too. I think he would fight differently. I think he would start sooner.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. You know, see if T.O. could do it again. Like T.O. has said he wasn't giving him a rematch, but he may have to give him a rematch because the reality is, you know, not all the other guys, but you know, the fights you won against like a Tank Davis, and they on the other side of the fence, you already know what's the name's contract is about to end. Loma's, right?
Yeah.
So Bob Arum probably thinking like, nah, we gonna cash out on this.
Yeah. What if you give Loma to Shakur?
What? Like who am I taking?
Yeah, maybe Bob should. If Loma's leaving anyway, fight Shakur. That elevates Shakur immediately.
Right. Exactly.
So, but I think honestly, the young guys should get a crack at those belts like now. Like Herring, Rochelle, JoJo.
That's how it used to be. That's how it used to be. Like now, you know, everybody's trying to maximize revenue on every fight. It's like don't nobody, you know, take a whole lot of chances no more.
I understand that approach as far as business, but you have so many guys now, they can afford to take losses. Like, it's so many of them.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead and put them in there. But Gary, I think Gary and Colbert can happen too. They on the same side. Might be a little early for Colbert.
I'm taking Gary in that.
I don't know. I'm taking Colbert.
I'm taking Gary in that. If that happens right now, I'm taking Gary. If it's in 3 years, I'm taking Colbert. Right now, I'm taking Gary. 3 years? Yeah.
How old was Gary? 33?
I don't know, like 30. I thought it was like 31. I don't know.
I don't know about 3 years.
Well, I'm not saying an exact amount of time. What I'm saying is like right now, I'm taking Gary Russell.
I can respect it. We just got to see him in there though. We got
to see, and it's tough, you know, with these prospects, man. These hyper athletic, hyper flashy prospects. We've seen guys like this before, and then when they, you know, start to level up in competition, Adrian Broner was one of them. Right at this class,
Andre Berto
was one of them. You know, but Adrian Broner, that's the recent one that was in this class that looked like a world beater. You know what I'm saying? So
things might have been different if he stayed at a lower weight class, but that's another video.
Well, he wasn't fighting nobody when he was. But anyway.
So who do you give me your maybe top 3 at 130 right now?
Top 3 at 130 based off of resume, like how we know, just the best fighter right now.
Who would win right now?
Shakur number 1.
So you got Shakur beating Gary Russell.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Shakur. I got Shakur number 1. Number 2. Man, it's tough because Loma beat Gary.
That's what I
That's the hard thing.
I was waiting on you to say Gary.
That's the hard thing about that one. Loma beat Gary, but
if they run it back, you don't know.
Yeah. Man, who you got if they run that back though?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's so tough, man. I think Gary's so much better now, and I think he coming in that a lot smarter. You know, Loma looks so much bigger than him though. That was the thing.
That's what I'm saying. It might be
weird
it might be the same fight though. Might be the
same
that's
fight. The thing. But anyway, if I had to pick, like, who you got, Loma and Tank? You know what I'm saying? This is crazy.
I was getting my top 3 together and forgot about Tank.
Because I can't put Colbert. I pick Russell over Colbert right now. So, all right.
It's hard to do it. It's hard.
I would have to go Shakur number 1. I gotta put Tank 2. Okay. And I probably would have to put Loma 3. But I don't know if Tank's beating Gary Russell.
Then Gary Russell.
See, here's the thing. Styles make fights, though. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough to just rank them like that. Because Loma schooled Gary, but I don't know if Loma beats Tank. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't think Tank beats Gary. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough, bro. Like, it's tangled up, man. But
this is how it should be. I'm not even gonna try.
Top 3?
I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna say I'll probably have Colbert in there somewhere.
And it's tough to put Colbert in there right now because you got him beating Tank.
I don't know. I gotta see it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen. Let us know what y'all think. Go check these guys out if you're not already familiar with them. And yeah, we're gonna be definitely following them closely, trying to figure out.
If you can't tell, man, look.
I can't even tell you right now who's the best. All I know is it's a lot of great fighters at 130.
And we didn't even mention Ryan Garcia down there who could be down there. So look, y'all just gotta go check all these guys out.
Exactly.
And we just gotta wait to see how this unfolds. But I love it.
Hey, let us know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the conversation. We love to interact with you.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. And still
remaining undefeated, proving he is one of the elite champions of the sport today, and still